Good morning and welcome to the Stick with Rick. Happy Easter, y'all. I hope you're having a good weekend. I want to thank this week's sponsor, the Sugar Shack, making all those great desserts for y'all. This week we're out here at Canyon Lake. Gonna take you down this trail, show you a little bit of the water, show you a little bit of scenery. Hope you have a good Easter with me. Now, I don't know if you can see it there in the mountain, but this is a great spot to start an Easter hike. I didn't even know it was going to be here. Look at that cross cutting to the mountain. I was out there naturally, or did somebody do it? Who knows, but pretty neat to find on an Easter morning. Now, as we traverse through here at the waters, guys, sorry about the sun. It's not a great time of day for this side of the canyon. But this here used to be the lifeblood of the Native Americans in this area. They all used to build their homes not very far from these rivers and lakes. Make sure they were able to survive, make sure they had the things they needed to water for the crops. You know, some of the old Indians, they're able to dig waterways to help the irrigation for their crops. Long before we had sprinkler systems or pipes, they dig these canals, water would come in, flood the field for them, or at least bring enough water in they could use the buckets or however they did it. As you can see, it's a good morning out here. Great Easter day. Hear the birds talking to you, hear all the wildlife all excited. They know it's springtime, it's time to mate. You can hear them all calling each other, singing their songs. Take a trip down this way, show you guys maybe the water's edge down here. Sure is pretty down there, folks. Sorry about the glare and trying to hide as much as I can. This phone keeps going in and out. Just imagine, guys, living back over here when time first started. Before there were houses, central heat and air, running water. You have to find you a nice little place like this. Had plenty of water year round. Plenty of animals come to feed that you could hunt with or hunt for. And where you could feed your families and survive, live out here. But you know, talking about old times, and with it being Easter, kind of reminded, you know, a lot of people think today should be a celebration. And while I do think it should be a good celebration of your salvation, we should all be thankful, we should all celebrate it. We should also remember why today happened. We should remember that we all fall short. Today should be a day of thinking back on our lives and the reasons that Jesus had to die for us. We've all done things, we've lied, stolen, cheated, had anger in our hearts, hatred in our hearts. We've all fallen short, no matter how perfect we try and be. And Jesus loved us. So he made sure, came down, understood us, realized we were worth saving, died on that cross. But we all share a little bit of that burden. The burden that Jesus had to die so that we could live. We're all guilty. We all sin. And it's days like Easter, I think we should take the time to remember that. Think back on the things in our lives, the things that we're doing that Jesus needed to die for. Is it the anger in our hearts? Is it the hatred? Is it the complacency of people that have decided that men should be in women's sports, women shouldn't have the equal rights and protections anymore? Is it the complacency of allowing evil to take hold of our generation? There's so many things that we do wrong on a daily basis. So many things wrong in our lives that Jesus knew he had to die for. Now, you could say, I've lived a good life. I've been nice to everybody I've known. I've never done anybody wrong, and that may be true. He may have lived a good life. But you know, the good book says everybody's sin. Everybody's equal. So this Sunday, when you sit down at your table, you enjoy your meal, remember, part of your life is a reason that we celebrate today. Those sins that you've committed, the things that you've done wrong in your life, are all part of why today happened. Why Jesus had to give himself so that he could live with you forever, so that you had a chance for salvation. Alright guys, I've never been out this way before. It's a first for me, seeing when people camp, seeing unfortunate trash left behind everywhere. But this is pretty neat out here, these little canyons and crevices. Try not to slip here. Could be a nasty fall and slide down on that water. I'm sure that water's pretty cold this morning. Oh, that's pretty, guys. A canyon there. See if I can get you down to the edge. And you see, folks, this is the birthplace. This is where it all started. The natives back here in these canyons, back here by the water, living, surviving, knowing how to get by. Check out the view from up here, guys. A nice, cool water. Good time of year to be out there. You can see a few boaters down below. It's such a peaceful day out here. Just to say thank you to Jesus. Thank you to the universe. Making sure we can make it through. And here, guys, one of them rocks just make your mind wander. Is that a turtle? Is it a snake? What's that thing look like? You guys see how perfect of a turtle head that looks like? Almost looks like it was carved. Oh, that's a fossil. Pretty neat to look at. You can kind of see the tooth there. You can see the eye socket. That's pretty neat. You know, the best thing about taking new hikes, seeing places and views you've never seen before. Didn't know we're there. But man, does that look like a good scenery, a good view. It's a great day to be out here. I hope you guys are enjoying it. When I get back to the house, I got a couple treats for you. Gonna make you a lemon blueberry cobbler and some lamb for Easter dinner. Hope y'all enjoy. Well, here we are at the top of the ridge. Check out what I found. Didn't even know it was there. It's my first time out here. Check out that nice little hole. We're gonna find our way hopefully down this canyon here. Go check that out. See a good view of the water out there. I bet the water's nice and cool today. It'd be good to go take a dip. It's pretty warm out. Now folks, as we enter this cave, we get up to it, I can see there's a smaller waterfall here. If you know anything about your superstitions, they say Geronimo's cave was directly under the smallest waterfall. Is this the smallest one? Probably not. Well, there is a cave right underneath it. We're gonna check it out, see what's in there. Well, if you guys enjoy it. Don't know how deep it goes, don't know how much I can show you, but it sure is pretty special to find on an Easter Sunday morning. Out here just saying thank you to Jesus, thank you to the universe. Taking my time to really reflect on my life, the things that I've done wrong, the reasons why in my personal life Jesus had to die for me. You know, I've done a lot of wrong in my life. Lied, cheated, stolen, had hatred in my heart. But you know, I know Jesus had to die for me because I'm not perfect. Just like none of us are. And it's a day like today, we can take our time and reflect about the places we've been, things we've done, people that we've wronged. But you know, we should also celebrate the fact that he did die for us, that he loved us enough to give his life. And while you're reflecting, folks, try and remember, just because you've done wrong, just because you sinned, doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you messed up a few times. But as long as you love your neighbor, you love those around you, you try to do the best you can for them. That's all anyone can ask. And at the end of the night, you lay your head on a pillow and you just say, thank you, Jesus, for coming into my life, for giving me the Holy Spirit, knowing you, knowing the Lord, knowing that I'm saved to go home. And I'm sorry for all that I've done wrong, Lord. I hope you guys enjoy your meals today. I hope you enjoy your weeks. It's a great little find out here. Never thought I'd find something like this, just wandering, but man, the histories that could be told back here. Just wonder what was in here. You imagine it was gold or silver. Maybe they just dug it out for shelter. All right, guys, as I make my way out of here, I want to just kind of explain to you a few things. You see how survivable this place would have been back in the day. You've got a high perch up there at night. You'd have guards set up, make sure nobody was coming. You really can't see this place from out there. I mean, you can see there's a hole in the wall, but that's about it. It takes a while to get to where I'm at. But you could see anybody coming around that corner. It's only 20, 15 feet wide. Plenty of room there to make sure. I mean, not enough room to let a lot of people in. So you could make sure that you took out anybody that decided to wander on in. Wasn't supposed to be here. As you come out of here, I mean, it's a real rough terrain to get to. Wouldn't have been a place you would have just stumbled upon back in the day. You were too busy surviving, too busy living. You know, you might have come across it hunting or mining for gold, but check out them views out there, man. Coming out that hole. You got another canyon here. You'd hear all the echoes of people coming down at you. So the only way to really come at you would be from this side, coming out of the water. That terrain in the gully is pretty rough. You see all the carvings here. Over the years, people have explored this, tried to figure out what kind of minerals they could find. Some of this is just fallen rock, but a lot of it is there's people chipping away. They saw this here. They thought maybe it was a mine at one time, but I do believe it was just a survival spot for a tribe. And I'm going to make my way back down this gully. Can't do that on a cell phone. It's a pretty dangerous hike. But when I get to a safe spot, I'll take some more videos. Let you guys see some more stuff. Hope you're having a great day. Now, folks, standing out here on my way out and just looking around, saw a couple things that I thought were pretty neat. You see a stone up there? Makes a nice arrow up top. Points directly over the cave. Now you look down at the bottom and you've got another arrow cut out. Points directly over to the cave. That's pretty neat. They would have known exactly where that was at as they were coming up this canyon. They would have known what to look for. That gives you signs to look for when you're out here. Some of these things that look unnatural are unnatural. They're signs. They're points. They show you the way to go. All right, we made it back out of the valley, out of that cave, back to the peak where we started. Now, as I stop to rest a minute, just want to say thank you to everybody for watching. Want to say thank you to the Sugar Shack. Remind you guys to get out there and try some of them new cookies, some of her brownies. Enjoy what she has to offer. And while I'm here, folks, you can see a better view of that lake we saw this morning. Now the sun's in a better location. It's not quite as glaring. See how blue and clear that water is. See the plains where the Indians used to live on. That was the lifeblood at one time of this state, before it became a state, before I knew what a state was. This area here used to be filled with thousands of Native Americans. Make our way down now. Need to cross that hill. Go back down. I want to take a look over this way. See what we can see See if I can show you just how high we are. Look at that canyon floor, guys. Tons of animals down there right now, plenty of deer, some wildcat, birds. It's a great time of year to get out here and see the nature. Haven't seen any on the hike today. I've heard a few, but you can see over there in the distance to the left. The next time I come out here, there's another little hole I'm going to check out. This was a great find today. Good little surprise on an Easter morning. Sometimes when you just stop, you say, thank you, Lord. You say, thank you for all the opportunities you've given me. The ways you've molded me, the ways you changed me. Thank you for the strife that I've been through, the hard times. Because they've changed me for the better. You shaped me into the person that you need me to be for you, Lord. Sometimes you're rewarded for that. He gives you a little extra. Not monetarily, but in the things that you can enjoy in your heart. The things you can enjoy in your spirit. It's a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be. Started the morning off at 44, and I think we're close to 80 now. This jacket's got me feeling like a mule out here. But it is a mighty good hike. Just got to try and stay away from any rattlesnakes we see, because it's the perfect time of year to see them. And we're far off the beaten path out here. So I would not be surprised if we run across one or two of them. See, the lizards are out. Let you know the snakes are out. And here we are, folks. Great view over the lake. How about that? Good Sunday morning, guys. Hope y'all are enjoying it. Making the most of it. Taking time with your family to say I love you. Having a good meal, having a good conversation. We'll make our way back down this hill, out to the truck. I'm gonna make you guys some goodies. Show you a few things I like to eat. I want to say thank you again for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to bring you guys this journey, show you guys these sights, and explore with you this morning. I hope you guys tune in next week. I want to thank you also for supporting me and my favorite chef. Gotten now into the top 10. Cutoffs are on Thursday and we sit in 8th. Couldn't be here without you guys. I want to say thank you. I love y'all. Enjoy your weeks. Enjoy your days. Enjoy your families. The same way I enjoy your presence in my life. I enjoy the fact that I've made some good friends. Some people that are willing to support me. Even though they may not know what the cause is for. May not know why. They're always there. And I do appreciate that. Take that to heart. Trying to find these old trails up here is a little difficult. It's been a while since anybody's really been through here. As you can imagine, they enjoy their time down on the water. Which we'll have that later on in the year when I get the boat built. Hope you guys enjoy that. Building a nice wood frame boat. Gonna cover that in fiberglass. See if we can get it out here on the water. Hopefully by the end of the summer. Man, that's some clear water. Pretty green right now. Got a lot of life in it. Probably having to boil a lot of it off. Looks like in this section anyway. Out there's a little bluer, a little cleaner. This here's a little marshier. Could you imagine living back here in the day? Living on these mountains, going down there to get your water. Having to make this climb from that cave all the way down. Send your wives and kids out here making this journey every morning, every night. Come down here and get their water, get what they needed. Maybe find some animals they could eat. Just neat, all the little coves in there. Nice little island. See people kind of exploring that now. A little hole in that thing kind of looks like the manger, nature's own little manger. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Oh, which way are we going? I'm gonna confuse y'all all the world. See that little hole down there? That's pretty neat. All right, guys, I'm gonna make my journey the rest of the way down there. You see those little buildings? That's where my truck's at. Y'all have a good day. I'll show you the goodies at the house. We're down here at the end, folks. I just wanted to show you another little quick look at that island. How neat that'd be. I had people jump off of that on my way down. I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do that because I swim just like a rock. But man, look at the views down there. It's so pretty. Alright guys, we're back at the house. Gonna make a good springtime treat here. Got some fresh blueberries, some fresh lemons. Gonna make a blueberry lemon cobbler. First, what you're gonna want to do is zest up your lemons. Then you're gonna cut those in half. You're gonna save half of that lemon for your blueberries. The other 1.5 are gonna go towards that cake. Hope you guys are having a good Easter. It was a good hike this morning. A lot of great views. Pretty neat little cave we got to find. Alright, got those zested. Gonna go ahead and cut them up. At least that half, get the juice out of them. Alright, before you go ahead and juice those, what you're going to want to do is get you a 1/4 stick of butter and a good pan. Throw your oven on about 8, 7, depending on how your oven cooks. Get that butter nice and melted. Then you're going to add some red wine, cook that off a little bit. Wash your blueberries up, add that in there with your lemon juice. Remember to save half of one of these lemons. For that very reason, you can actually go ahead and take that lemon juice, put it in with the butter, and have it warm up. Alright, we got that half lemon in there for our blueberries. Grind the rest of these up. Alright, we'll set that to the side for the cake. Now I'll turn around, we'll get our red wine. We'll add that to the hot pan. Let that cook off a little bit. Go ahead and wash these up. Alright, while we've got that cooking off, what we're going to go ahead and do is add our dry ingredients to a bowl here. We're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Going to need 1 of baking soda. Going to need 2 cups of flour. and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. If you can get it open. Folks, it's always important to go ahead and whisk your dry ingredients. Make sure that they're all sifted good. The way it'll mix a little bit better for you. Get that in there, mix that all around. Add your zest to it. Alright, as you can see, the wine's got itself into a nice little syrup there. So you go ahead and add your blueberries. Alright, we've got the blueberries added to the wine here. Mix that all up. Let them cook down a little bit. Go ahead and finish mixing the cake together. Turn your heat down to about midway. Alright, we've got all the dry ingredients in a bowl. Now we're going to mix our wet ingredients. You got the lemon here. Going to add 2 eggs to that. A little bit of vanilla. Then we're going to need a cup of sugar. Now folks, I like to add my sugar to the wet ingredients. To me it helps thicken them up a little better, helps everything mix a little bit easier. Alright, we got that all mixed up. Now you're going to go ahead and just add those wet ingredients into the dry ingredients as you mix. Get that all mixed up good. Turn your oven on to about 350. You're going to bake this for a little while. See, it's a nice thick batter. That's what you want for a good cobbler. You don't want nothing too soupy. Alright, that's mixed. Let's go ahead and finish up them blueberries. Add them to a pan, throw everything in the oven. Now folks, before you go ahead and throw that in the oven, it's always good to double check your ingredient list. Because in this case, I forgot half a cup of butter. It's probably the most important ingredient. Keep everything together in this. Give it a nice creamy texture. Alright, now that's good and mixed. We're going to go ahead and check on them blueberries, see how they're looking. As you can see folks, it's becoming a good little syrup here. It's almost ready to be tossed in the pan. Alright, our blueberries are done. I'm going to go ahead and add that to a glass pan here. Get that all nice and spread out across the bottom. Then you're going to take your dough and you're just going to put it in there in spoonfuls. You don't want to cover the whole thing. You want to leave some space so the blueberries will bubble up, come on over. Alright, we got that on there. You see how you leave plenty of room. That'll all fill in as it cooks. Make it taste a little bit better. Now you throw that in the oven for about 45 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I'm going to prepare the lamb today. Okay, the cake's in the oven. I'm going to show you a quick 30-minute marinade for this lamb here. Got some nice little lamb chops today. First, what you're going to want to do is just stab this meat. Give it some holes on each side. Flip them all over and stab the other side. Alright, and now we're going to start with the ingredients of that marinade. First, what you're going to want to do is get you a teaspoon of salt. You're going to want a teaspoon of black pepper. You're going to want a half a teaspoon, or half a tablespoon rather, paprika. Same thing with your garlic, about a tablespoon of that, about a half tablespoon maybe, depending on your taste. Then you're going to want a teaspoon of sage. Alright, then you're going to add your wet ingredients to that. The 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. Going to add a few splashes of Worcestershire sauce. Then you're going to use a half a tablespoon of liquid smoke. Now a lot of people don't like that, but if you use the right amount, it can add quite a bit of flavor if it's used properly. You get that all mixed up, add that with your lamb, a gallon-sized bag, take the air out of it, put it in the fridge for 30 minutes while the rest of your dessert cooks up. Alright, you can see the potatoes boiling away in there, and I've got my carrots back there with 1 stick of butter and 1 cup of brown sugar. Now in a large frying pan, we're going to add 1 stick of butter for our lamb. Make sure your pan is nice and hot, get that butter melted quick, brown it off. Alright folks, our cobbler should be done. Let's go ahead and take it out of the oven and see what she looks like. Look at that, folks. That looks like a mighty tasty cobbler. I've got my potatoes on the oven, or on the stove. I've got my carrots in a pot. Let's go ahead and take a look over there. We'll start the lamb. I'll show you guys how to make that. Alright, you can see the butter getting nice and happy in there. You're going to go ahead and add your lamb. Cook that for about 3 to 5 minutes per side, depending on how you like your meat cooked. Me, I'm going to cook them about 5 minutes per side. Now, one thing I can't stress enough is to clean as you go. You know, each step of the way, you've got 3, 5, 10 minutes of waiting. Plenty of time to get the dishes done, so that way nobody else has to do it. Nobody else to clean up your mess. Alright guys, our first 5 minutes is up. As you can see, our lamb's got a perfect sear on the first side. Now we're going to flip this over and we're going to cook that other side. We did this side 5 minutes. We're going to do the other side 4 minutes. Alright, during that last 5 minutes, What you're going to want to do is take your lead pair and just put some more of that on top. See the way it sizzles there. Alright, and grab you a good spoon. And you're just going to spoon all that butter, all that juice back on top of your lamb. Helps keep it tender, helps keep it juicy. Cooks that juice all the way through the meat. Just got to keep basting it as it cooks. Alright folks, our lamb is done. We're going to take it off, put it to the side, and while it's resting, I'm going to show you how to make my mashed potatoes. I don't know if y'all can see that. That lamb looks mighty good. And now you're going to take the colander, take the potatoes, and you're going to drain them off. And you know, folks, what would a holiday meal be without a screw-up? Go to drain my potatoes, the colander falls over, and all my potatoes end up on the floor. Go figure. So here I am cutting up more potatoes, put the lamb in the oven where we have the cake. Now, the oven's not on, so hopefully it'll just keep it warm, won't overcook it while we make some more mashed potatoes. Alright guys, we've got those potatoes recooked. Gonna add a little bit of heavy cream to them. Gonna add a little bit of butter. About a quarter stick, half stick. Whatever your preference is. You go ahead and mix that up. Alright, so everything's done. You can see the mashed potatoes, the carrots, the lamb over there, the cobbler. We're going to plate this up and sit down and enjoy it. Alright, y'all, the food's done. I'm going to sit down and enjoy it. I hope you guys have a great Easter. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you to my sponsor, the Sugar Shack. I hope you guys have a great week. Remember, get out there and enjoy it.